Is it possible that humanity is the only civilization in the entire universe? First, according to one of the basic laws of cosmic evolution and the principle of mediocrity, everything in the universe essentially follows the same rules of mathematics and physics, and we humans are not special. So, since this universe was able to evolve human civilization, then in theory it could also evolve other extraterrestrial civilizations. Although the probability of intelligent life being born is extremely small, from the perspective of the universe's 13.8 billion year timescale and 93 billion light-year spatial scale, even extremely low probability events are, to some extent, almost bound to happen. So, where did the aliens go? Why haven't we eaten a meal with them yet? Here, there is a problem that gives all scientists a headache. In 1960, astronomer Frank Drake proposed a world-shaking equation. Using this formula, it can be calculated that in the Milky Way alone, there may exist 100,000 intelligent civilizations. You should know that the Milky Way has 200 to 400 billion stars, among which there are at least 40 billion planets, and teardrop planets exceed 10 million. By the most conservative estimate, even if only 1% of the teardrop planets evolved intelligent life, that would still be 100,000 civilizations. Even more terrifying is that among these civilizations, many may have been born millions of years earlier than humans, or even hundreds of millions of years earlier. Imagine this scene. Human civilization went from the Stone Age to landing on the moon in only a mere 10,000 years. Then, for a civilization that emerged 1 million years earlier than us, to what level would their technology have developed? Their spacecraft may already be spread across the entire Milky Way. Soviet astronomer Kardashev, based on the degree of energy utilization, divided civilizations into 3 levels. A Type 1 civilization can use the entire planet's energy. A Type 2 civilization can control the energy of an entire stellar system. And a Type 3 civilization can control an entire galaxy. And humans? Right now, we are not even considered Type 1. We can only barely be counted as level 0.72. Scientists predict that humans need 100–200 years to reach Type 1, and only after thousands of years can we become Type 2. But here, an eerie contradiction appears. If the Milky Way really contains 100,000 intelligent civilizations, then there must be many that have already reached the level of Type 2 or even Type 3. According to physicists' calculations, a civilization that has mastered interstellar navigation, even if it travels at only 1/10 the speed of light, together with self-replicating intelligent probes, would need only 1 million years to complete the colonization of the entire Milky Way. 1 million years sounds long. But for a Milky Way with a history of 13 billion years, that is only the blink of an eye. So the question is, why does our Milky Way look utterly dead and silent? Why, up to now, has humanity not received even a single signal from an alien civilization? Nobel Prize-winning physicist Enrico Fermi, once during a discussion with colleagues in 1950, suddenly blurted out a sentence. Where are they? This seemingly simple question has become the ultimate riddle that has plagued the scientific community for more than 70 years. This is the famous Fermi-Bay-Lun. What is even more unsettling is that since 1960, humans have used radio telescopes to actively transmit powerful electromagnetic signals into the depths of the universe in an attempt to contact extraterrestrial civilizations. These signals propagate at the speed of light, and by today, they have covered a spherical region with a radius of 100 light-years. Within this range, there are at least 2,000 stellar systems. If extraterrestrial civilizations really exist, they should have discovered us long ago. But the reality is that the universe still maintains a hair-raising silence. To explain this discussion, scientists have proposed multiple hypotheses, and every single one becomes terrifying the more you think about it. The first hypothesis holds that humans may truly be the only civilization in the universe. Although the observable universe has 2 trillion galaxies and the number of stars exceeds the total number of grains of sand on Earth, the birth of life may require far too many coincidences. Earth happens to be in the Sun's habitable zone. It has a stable magnetic field for protection. It has the Moon to stabilize Earth's axial tilt. It has Jupiter as a huge bodyguard to block asteroids, and it has an atmosphere that is just right. Liquid water, plate tectonics. This series of conditions stacked together has a probability so small it is despairing. Perhaps the universe is vast beyond measure, yet we humans are the only lucky winner who hit the super jackpot. The second hypothesis is even stranger, the cosmic zoo hypothesis. This theory holds that extraterrestrial civilizations actually discovered humans long ago and have even been observing us all along, just like we watch gorillas in a zoo. They have established some kind of primitive civilization protection law and deliberately do not contact humans so as not to disturb our natural development process. Imagine, maybe at this very moment, there is an alien probe quietly hovering in Earth orbit, recording every move humans make. And for an advanced civilization whose technology far surpasses humanity, communicating with us would be as meaningless as you trying to talk to the ants on the roadside. Doesn't this idea make your back feel cold? The third hypothesis is the distance limit theory. Although the Milky Way may have 100,000 civilizations, the average distance between them may be as high as 5,000 light-years. Even if they have mastered light-speed flight technology, traveling from one civilization to another would still require a 5,000-year voyage. This is a time cost like an astronomical number. And the history of human civilization is only a mere 10,000 years on a cosmic scale. It is just a fleeting instant. Maybe an alien civilization's expedition team is on the long voyage toward Earth, but because the distance is truly too far, they still need several thousand years to arrive. We simply happened to appear in an era when the universe is still quite spacious. But the most frightening is the fourth hypothesis, the Great Filter Theory. This theory, proposed by economist Robin Hanson, holds that on the road of civilizational development, there exists some fatal barrier, like a huge filter that filters out the vast majority of civilizations. Hanson divides this filter into 9 stages: a suitable star system, a planet with replicable molecules, simple single-celled life, complex single-celled life, sexual reproduction, multicellular life, tool-using animals, intelligent life, and finally, an interstellar colonizing civilization. Humans have now reached the 8th stage. But is this good news or bad news? If the Great Filter is behind us, it means the hardest part has already been passed, and humanity has a chance to become an interstellar civilization. But if the Great Filter is ahead of us, that is too terrifying. It means every civilization, before achieving interstellar colonization capability, will encounter some unavoidable catastrophe and be destroyed, perhaps nuclear war, a supervirus, climate collapse, AI going out of control, or other threats we cannot even imagine right now. Think about it. In Earth's 4.5 billion year history, 99% of species have already gone extinct. Dinosaurs ruled Earth for 160 million years, and in the end, were still destroyed by an asteroid impact. Human civilization is far more fragile. An asteroid large enough, a supervolcanic eruption, or an uncontrolled nuclear war could wipe us out within days. Even more terrifying is that as technology develops, the destructive power humans control grows stronger and stronger. Gene editing technology may create an uncontrollable supervirus. Artificial intelligence may develop self-awareness and wipe out humanity. Nanotechnology going out of control may turn the entire Earth into a mass of grey goo. Perhaps there have been countless civilizations in the universe, but they all self-destructed at the critical point of a technological explosion. What makes people shiver even more is that since the early 20th century, after Einstein and other scientists completed the revolution in physics, humans have had no major breakthrough in fundamental physics for more than 100 years. The frameworks of quantum mechanics and relativity still dominate the physics community. We seem to have touched some kind of natural limit. If humans cannot break through this bottleneck, then interstellar navigation, faster than light travel, these sci-fi dreams may never be realized. We will be trapped forever in the cradle of the solar system. The fifth hypothesis comes from Chinese sci-fi writer Liu Cixin's novel The Three-Body Problem, The Dark Forest Law. This theory holds that the universe is like a dark forest, and every civilization is a hunter with a gun who must hide carefully, because between civilizations there exists an inescapable chain of suspicion. I cannot judge whether you are benevolent or malicious. Even if you are benevolent, I do not know whether you know that I am benevolent, and I cannot be sure whether you know that I know that you know I am benevolent. This logical chain can extend infinitely, and the final result is preemptive action. Shoot first and destroy the other party. In such a cosmic environment, exposing your location equals suicide. Yet over the past 100 years, humans have been sending strong radio signals into space. This is basically like shouting, in a dark forest, I am here. If the dark forest law is real, then we may already have sentenced ourselves to death. It's just that the alien civilization's Grim Reaper is still on the way. Although this theory comes from a science fiction novel, its logic makes countless scientists and philosophers uneasy because it fits the cruel essence of the universe too well. But some scientists have proposed an even more absurd possibility. In 2003, Oxford University philosopher Nick Bostrom proposed the simulation hypothesis, believing that we may be living in a virtual world simulated by a supercomputer, like the film The Matrix describes. If some advanced civilization in the future masters sufficiently powerful computing capability, they could completely create tens of thousands of simulated universes to study civilizational evolution, historical processes, or purely for entertainment. In that case, statistically speaking, we are more likely to be living in some simulated universe rather than the only real universe. If this theory is true, then the Fermi balloon has an answer that makes people laugh and cry. The reason we cannot find extraterrestrial civilizations is because there simply aren't any, because the entire universe is program code and extraterrestrial civilizations just were not programmed in. Everything we recognize, the starry sky, physical laws, even our consciousness, may be nothing more than algorithms running inside some super civilization's computer. This idea sounds crazy, but logically it cannot be falsified, because we in a virtual world can never detect whether we are in a simulation. So, what is the truth? Are humans really the only civilization in the universe, or have aliens existed long ago but for some reason have not shown themselves? In 2023, the US Congress held a hearing on unidentified flying objects, and multiple military witnesses claimed they had encountered inexplicable aircraft. In 2024, the James Webb Space Telescope found dimethyl-Gilume in the atmosphere of the exoplanet K2-18b, 120 light-years from Earth. This is a gas molecule that on Earth can only be produced by life. Although this is not yet conclusive evidence of extraterrestrial life, it gave scientists hope. At the same time, China's SkyEye radio telescope, America's CTI project, and the European Southern Observatory's extremely large telescope are all searching day and night, non-stop, for signals from the depths of the universe. Humanity has never stopped looking for extraterrestrial civilizations. Perhaps on some distant planet, there is also a group of intelligent beings gazing up at the starry sky and thinking about the same question. Where are they? The Fermi balloon is like a mirror, reflecting the loneliness and fragility of human civilization. No matter what the truth is, this question reminds us that in this vast and boundless universe, life may be the most precious and the most fragile miracle. Perhaps one day, when humans truly step into the sea of stars, we will find that ultimate answer. But before that day arrives, Earth is still our only home. And protecting this blue planet and letting human civilization continue is more important than finding aliens. The next time you raise your head to look up at the starry sky, you might as well think about it. Among those countless twinkling starlights, is there another pair of eyes also gazing at lonely us?